saw this girl about my age, maybe a bit younger, looking kinda lost. She had that wide-eyed look, like she didn't know where she was. I figured maybe she got separated from her folks. That happens all the time in a place like this. I thought I'd be a good guy and help her out. I walked up to her and asked if she was okay. She looked at me with these terrified eyes, and I could tell something was really wrong. She said her name was Lisa, and that she was trying to find her way back to her hotel. She was staying at one of those hotels nearby. I offered to help her, get her back to her place safely. We started talking as we walked, and she seemed really nice, just scared out of her mind. She told me she'd been having trouble with her neighbor back home, some guy who'd been acting super weird because of drugs or something. I felt bad for her, Life can be messed up sometimes. We finally made it to her hotel, and I thought my good deed was done for the day. But then Lisa invited me into her room to chat a bit more. I was hesitant at first, but she seemed so shaken up, and I didn't want to leave her alone. Inside the room, things started to get weirder. Lisa was acting all paranoid, checking the windows and peering out the door like someone was after her. She told me that her creepy neighbor had followed her to Disneyland, and she was scared he'd find her. I tried to calm her down, telling her she was safe here, but she didn't believe me. She kept looking out the window and whispering to herself. It was getting kinda uncomfortable, to be honest. But then, things took a terrifying turn. Suddenly, there was a loud banging on the door. My heart raced as I looked at Lisa, and she just froze, like she knew who it was. The banging got louder and more frantic, and I didn't know what to do. Before I could react, the door burst open and this guy stormed in. He was wild-eyed, disheveled, and looked like he hadn't slept in days. I knew right away it was Lisa's neighbor, the one she'd been so scared of. He started yelling at her, accusing her of all kinds of crazy stuff. I was just frozen in place, not knowing what to do. Lisa was crying and pleading with him to leave her alone. And then, it happened. The neighbor, in a fit of rage, pulled out a knife from his pocket. I couldn't believe my eyes. He went after Lisa, and I tried to step in, but he was too fast. He stabbed her right there in front of me. I screamed, and that seemed to snap me out of my shock. I ran out of the room as fast as I could, shouting for help. I could hear the neighbor chasing me, but luckily, security got to him before he could do anything else. The police were called, and they arrested the guy. They told me later that Lisa didn't make it. I couldn't believe what I had witnessed. Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, had turned into a nightmare right in front of my eyes. I'm sharing this story because it's a reminder that you never know what's lurking behind the smiles and laughter. Life can take a dark turn when you least expect it, so be safe out there, folks, and always trust your gut when something doesn't feel right.